So this is why social media management and content creation is the service pairing that I would recommend to you. It worked for me and I know it can work for you. I genuinely believe it's the easiest path to your first 5 to 10K per month. And one of the biggest reasons why is that it's easier to sell. If I'm selling you a $1,000 per month social media package, it's actually half the price of a $1,000 per month advertising package. Now, you might be confused, so let me explain. When you pay me $1,000 a month to manage your social media, that's it. You don't have to pay any more money, right? You pay me, I'll handle it, we're good to go. If you pay me $1,000 a month for Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, that's my service fee. So that's not the money that we're going to now spend on the actual ads, because ads aren't free. You've got to pay for them. So that means you'll have to fork out another at least $1,000. Like minimum. It wouldn't make sense to pay me $1,000 to manage $500 in ad spend for you. It wouldn't make sense. You'd want to spend at least $1,000, maybe $2,000, maybe $3,000. So what I'm actually selling you, even though you might only pay me $1,000, is that I'm telling you, you have to commit to spending $3,000 or $4,000 a month. So you can start to see how this image of selling Facebook ads for $1,000 a month, it's not as easy as people make it out to be. It's also, in my opinion, easier to retain clients with social media management and content creation. You see, a lot of business owners see ads as a set and forget kind of thing, right? They think they can just pay you to set up, run the ads for a couple of months, optimize them, and then just remove you, kick you out, and manage the ads themselves. And this happens very, very often. See, social media management is not like that. Like at all, because if I'm going to get paid to do social media management, the work I do now can't just be, it doesn't just run on autopilot, right? Like we have to manually post content every day. We've got to manually post to Instagram stories. We've got to manually respond to comments in DM. It's an ongoing task. So, yes, it's laborious. It's a labor-driven service, but it means that they can't just kick us, right? Like your client can't just say after 2 months, oh yeah, social media is looking good, we're just going to stop now. No, and in fact, they might do more. They're more likely to actually do more. And so, of course, not all business owners think this about ads, but it is very, very common, right? Because when ads get to a certain point, they don't need to be optimized as much. They can, to an extent, be set and forget. And you don't want that for your service, because if they think they're paying you $1,000 a month to do nothing and just check the ads once a day, that ain't going to last very, very long. Okay. Now, since we're providing a convenient service with social media management and content creation, right? Like it really creates a lot of convenience. Okay. Like we'll do the thing that you probably don't want to do or don't know how to do. That's convenience. But we're now doing it at half the price of what ads would be. It's easier for your clients to renew and not cancel. All right, think about it like this. If I'm going to be spending $2,000 a month on X and $1,000 a month on Y, well, $2,000 a month on X is a bigger decision, right? There's more of a negative outcome if I decide to keep that rolling, or there's more of a positive outcome if I decide to cancel that. So I'm more likely to put more thought into, do I renew or do I cancel? It's like how your Spotify subscription, you probably don't even notice, right? $10 a month, you don't even think about. But if you're paying $100 a month for something, you'll think more about it. It's the same analogy here. And this is if, it's $2,000 a month. What if you're getting paid $1,000 a month and then they spend $3,000 a month on the ads? That's $4,000 a month. Well, you make $1,000, they spend $4,000 versus $1,000 a month on social media. Okay. So you can see by this, what we're doing is we're kind of keeping our prices in a range where it's less of a big decision. It's a smaller decision, which means it's easier for a client to just keep it rolling. Okay. Example, my first ever client that paid $1,200 a month, they stayed for 20 months. And here's the kicker. We had to fire them simply because they were working with us. Okay. My business partner was managing their social media and they didn't want any of our team members to manage the page, which was kind of annoying, and it was just the way it happened because they were our first client. We didn't have team members when we signed them, and then we of course brought in team members as we scaled, and they just didn't like that. They didn't ever want to be handed over to a different team member, which was fine, and we were willing to do it for a long time, but we got to a point where we fired them. They stayed for 20 months, right? A lot of that was down to the convenience, the fact that we had to do the work every month. They didn't want to do it every month, and the price was low enough, because this was a big company, so $1,200 a month for them was nothing, right? But if they were paying a 3 or 4 or $5,000, they would have thought about it more. So we might have actually made less money by charging more money. Crazy how that works. It's also easier to hire and build a team with social media management and content creation, okay? The reason being is that this is less technical. It's much easier to hire a social media manager, a graphic designer, a video editor, or a virtual assistant to handle the service than somebody who knows copywriting, funnel building, conversion rate optimization, and ads, right? Like, they're just more technical. And the way to understand this is if you go to a job platform, let's say Upwork.com, and you look at the average price for a graphic designer versus a Facebook ads guy, there's normally a big difference. The Facebook ads person might charge $30 an hour. Graphic designer might charge $10 an hour. Okay. So because they're charging more money, they're charging more because it's a more complex job that they're doing, which means that if you're going to build a team for that, it's more difficult and it's more expensive, which is not what we want. We want it easier to hire people. So if I need to replace my graphic designer, it's easy to replace them. Like, I don't have to stress about it, and that my profit margins are higher by hiring people that don't cost as much money. Okay. And in my opinion, it's easier to get results of this. You see, many businesses that pay for social media management, like, they pay for it because they know they have to do it. It's kind of like, in the era we're in right now, businesses don't just do it to make more money, to get new customers. That's a massive driver, but a big part of it is because, like, they have to, right? Like, if I find a restaurant on my phone on Google Maps, and then I check the Instagram and the Instagram is terrible, I'm probably not going to go to the restaurant. And businesses understand this because customers tell them. They know this by now. In the day and age we're in, they know it. So they see it as a thing that they have to do. They're not looking for miracles. And this is really, really important. You see, Gary Vee, just for an example, very famous business guy, he's been talking about how businesses need to be on social media for years. Nearly every business has heard it. They've heard it on a podcast, they read it in a book. It's just known, right? Whereas running ads or doing email marketing, they know probably about those things, but they're not as essential. You know, they're still very important, but not as essential. And this just means that it's easier for our client to be happy because we're doing the thing that they know they have to do. So they're not necessarily thinking that their business is going to explode overnight. Of course, some clients will think that, but the vast majority won't. It's easier to understand, right? It's less complex. And this is really important for you if you're a beginner. To understand about funnels, ads, conversion rate optimization, tracking pixels, email marketing, all of the stuff that goes into ads, that's tough. Like, that will take time. Trust me, that takes a lot more time than understanding how to create some content in Canva and CapCut and post it on social media. It's way easier, trust me, okay? Like, I can get a beginner up and running within like 2 weeks, even if they've never done any social media, any content before, and they can, through using templates for Canva or templates for CapCut, they can do it really good. Not 10 out of 10, but 8 out of 10. Like, decent quality, enough to satisfy the needs of a business, okay? Really, guys, the most important reason is not my opinion, but it's based on the data. The students we work with, people I've coached and mentored, the most successful of those do these two things. We have successful students that do ads and emails and different services, but the overwhelming majority are doing content creation, graphic design, photo shoots, video content, and social media management. Managing Instagram pages, Facebook pages, TikTok pages, etc. You know, some of these people here, just a couple examples, they're all doing this. This is, you know, all of these people got to this point with this being the main thing that they do. And me personally, I built my agency to 50K a month doing this, over $1 million in revenue, got it to fully automated stage, meaning I did 30 minutes a day. That's what I mean when I say fully automated, is 30 minutes of work a day, communicating with my team, checking in, managing, just seeing everything is good to go. And that's, you know, having a sales team, client managers, service delivery team, the whole 9 yards. And so much so that, you know, I'm going to actually show you right now. I'm going to show you what a package looks like for $2,500 per month. So you can see for your own eyes how you would package this together, how you would sell this, and really that you can charge a lot of money with it. I've told you about all the benefits of charging less, but if you're like, no, Adam, I want to charge more money and I want to charge $2,000, $2,500 a month, $3,000, you can do that for this service as well. So I'm going to show you that in this mini video right now, so make sure to watch. Now, one of the most commonly asked questions I get is, Adam, how much do you charge? And then what does a package actually look like for your clients? So in this video, I'm going to break down an exact client proposal that I sent out a couple of years back for a $2,500 per month social media management client. I'm going to show you, of course, the price we charged, what was included, and the full breakdown of what we had to deliver to the client for them to be willing to pay that money. So this is the title of the proposal: Instagram community management and custom content creation. We have listed here what's provided by the client. So the client needs to give us guidelines and directions if needed for the content and community management. For example, if we are creating content, we want to get our client to approve the content before it goes live, so that when it goes live, there's no issues. The client needs to give us a shareable folder, aka a Google Drive folder or a Dropbox, with any content that my agency, can use in the community management and content creation services. So this means, again, this is putting the onus on the client, so that if we have not received any of their raw photos or photos of their product or whatever we may need to create content, that they need to give it to us. This is very important because in my agency, we have never provided UGC or photo shoots to clients. We have always told the client that they have to sort that themselves, and then they got to bring it to us and we'll use it in content. The client must provide us with any promotional or bonus material that will be included in any content creation services. For example, if they're running a sale on their products on the 14th of the month, they need to let us know, and they got to give us the heads up and the content for that beforehand. Same goes, just to reiterate that, time and schedule to follow for any promotional launches or live Q&As that they may be hosting in the weeks. Alright, here's what's provided by my agency. Now, if you look really closely, I actually have here, find a breakdown of hours and pricing below this section. I don't believe we give the full breakdown of hours, so we may have removed that, but maybe we forgot to remove it from this part. So first, custom content. This is infographics and captions created, scheduled and posted for the Instagram page, which is listed below. Content will be studied and analyzed on an ongoing basis to ensure posts are designed to reach the largest audience possible. And content can be based on specific product launches when requested by the client to promote more revenue generating activities. Okay, so again, this is saying when requested by clients, so that if the client is just expecting us to promote the sale that they're running, they need to let us know in advance that, hey guys, there's a sale running, let's post about it. Community management for the page listed below. This involves responding to DMs. This involves replying to comments, responding to DMs, and adding content to stories. This also includes directing followers to relevant product pages to boost sales. And promotional content provided by client can then be scheduled and managed. So here's the price. We have $2,500 as the monthly price, and this is for 3 client accounts, not just one account. So client account 1 is the highest paid of $1,200. This includes 30 infographics, and we say at least for the first month, based on this and this, and it's all done by us. Aha, I was correct. We do include the hourly breakdown for the community management. So we're saying to the client, because of the size of your page, because for this specific client, this was a big client account, they already had 80,000 followers, that we recommended we would spend at least 1 hour per day on the community management. For client account 2, it's only $800 because we're creating 15 infographics ourselves, and this is for one of their meal pages where they post about meals. And then 15 posts would be provided by the client. So they would send us the photos and we would just write captions and schedule the content. Actually, in client account 2, you'll see we dropped it to 45 minutes a day for community management. And client account 3 is only 500. Why is it only 500? Well, 2 things. One, we're doing 15 to 20 posts provided by clients. We're not creating any content. We're just taking what they give us, putting captions on and posting. And then finally, the community management is only 15 minutes per day. This is really important. If you're managing multiple pages from one client, I recommend you add this in. All 3 pages will be promoted/grown through all 3 pages, meaning that we will help grow the following on pages number 2 and 3 by leveraging the bigger sized page number 1. Because the page number 1 had 80k followers and the other client accounts were very, very similar in the same industry, we've told the client that we're going to use that big account to grow these other smaller accounts. Payment terms, so the payment plan provided by Engagency of $2,500 per month provided by the client. And this is where the client signs, confirm the payment will be made via preferred payment method at the beginning of agreed payment period. And then we include a non-disclosure. So there you have it, folks. That's the entire package. If you're doing this for just one page, then $1,200 a month is typically a price point that we have charged for multiple clients for this exact service. But make sure you change this, like we discussed earlier, based on if you're going to hire a team, make sure you have a high enough price to basically allow yourself to hire those people without killing your profit margin, and you should be good.